That's why I like hockey. Real man sport, I tell you. No wimps in hockey, I tell you. Now get out of here. Let me find my seat.
Presenting NHL Hockey's Greatest Hits. In the cold heart of winter, it's good to know that a world frozen on the outside is alive with a blazing passion on the inside. Inside a hockey rink where the fires of competition are stoked before a game. As the minutes tick away before the start, the anticipation increases for fans and players alike.
Come on, guys. Come on, let's get in.
Excitement and tension rise in counterpoint, soon to reach a crescendo on the ice. Finally, just in those last seconds before the match begins, a certain calm descends upon the rink. Quiet, tranquil moments before it all breaks loose. Good, hard checking has always been a staple of hockey. Simply put, it is the meat and potatoes of this intensely physical game. Some like to call it old-time hockey. One who remembers the heyday of old-time hockey is a superstar who began his career in the 6-team league. That time is recalled by Bobby Howell.
There were some great open ice hitters back when I played. Leo Boivin. You wanted to watch out for Boivin because he'd come across there about 4 feet tall and he'd really lay one on you. Flaman was tough. Never got hit any harder than by Marcel Pronovost when he played for Detroit. Up through center and I cut across and I admired a pass that I made, which you don't do, and he hit me from the knees to my shoulders. And it was just his whole body. It wasn't a high stick. The stick's down here, we hit with the sticks down here, we hit with our shoulders, we hit with our rear ends, we hit with our whole body. And he hit me, and I wouldn't go down, he didn't go down. And he's as solid as that maple tree right there. But it took me over 2 minutes to get my breath back. But I finished part of the shift till I got close to my bench, and then I went off, and I was still like so.
In the latter part of the 1960s, the game began to move into a different era. Yet checking and hitting remained fundamental precepts as hockey spread its gospel across North America. Meanwhile, the speed of the game picked up. That meant harder, more dangerous collisions and the use of helmets for protection. Now, through to the present day, checking is as important as ever.
I've either been hit or hit people where, I know it's had an impact either positively or negatively on both teams.
It's a fact that teams that finish their checks well play better. because they create more miscues by the opposition. They create turnovers. They create the breakage of a play of a team coming up the ice.
The best football teams to me, and talking to a lot of football coaches, are those that can block and tackle. If they can't get that done, chances are they're not going to win. In hockey, that translates into how well you check. Every Stanley Cup winner we have is the best checking team in the league.
One Stanley Cup winner who's been known to throw some checks in his time is Marty McSorley, a two-time champion with Edmonton who now plays with the Los Angeles Kings. We asked Marty if he could provide us with some insight into the not-so-gentle art of checking, and he graciously agreed. Here now, direct from the heart of hockey, is the first of McSorley's tips on checking.
A lot of people think that the best place to check somebody's along the boards. Well, it's not. If you can hit somebody in an open ice, buddy, go get him.
Thing that you like to see in hockey is some good, clean, open ice hitting. Boom!
You'll watch him go after a loose puck here with his head down. Boom! And did he get belted?
Now, every once in a while, a check like this can turn a hockey game around.
In hockey, there are many types of checks, and they all have names. Some are physical descriptions, some refer to strategic action, some are general and some specific. Regardless, all can be effective. Let's move on down the line now and check out some different checks.
Board check. Poke check. Hip check. Body check.
When it comes to delivering checks, hockey's defensemen are counted upon to make the opposition pay. Here now, a quartet of blue liners whose big hits are like money in the bank.
Dave Manson. Luke Richardson. Scott Stevens. Jamie McCallum.
On the other hand, Edmonton's Mark Messier, a leading proponent of the forwards adage that it is better to give than receive, and there's nothing quite like it when the moose is on the loose. Then there's Toronto's Wendell Clark. Clark is an interesting case. Injuries have cost him dearly in recent years, but he continues to play in a style that is unchangeable, looking to punish opponents at every opportunity. But when it comes to forwards who never flinch, another stands tall, Cam Neely of the Boston Bruins. Neely can knock with anyone, and he's happy to prove it anywhere, anytime.
A
The lead now for Francis Getty goes with Neely, and Neely, oh, what a hit! Oh, just devastated him. Checked, oh, belted by Neely. But nothing takes a hit from Neely. Ooh, you could hear that one.
Here's a National Hockey League check, fifth. Here's Neely coming in the corner, wham. Oh, good night, Charlie.
I enjoy it. There's no question. You know, if it's along the boards or something, and the glass is shaking and the boards are shaking, it's a great feeling. Especially you know, if it is at home, and you know, like I say, the Boston fans love physical play, and when they respond to a good body check, it makes me feel that much better.
The crowd is the biggest cheer of the afternoon.
The coaches have always said that, you know, and you know, as a player, when you got hit, you're going to be aware of who hit you and when he's out there next. And if you hit someone good, you know they're going to be thinking about it and they don't want to get smoked again. So when I've been hit, I realized who hit me, and I, you know, take note of it.
Neely, it's a good check. Now, of course, you're a little enthusiastic. Let's push him all the way in there. See you later. Lining up Neely. Serious mistake on his part. There you go.
I get a lot of hits in the corners and along the boards because that's where I play best, and that's where my game generally is. So when I'm coming down the wing and the defenseman's got the puck in the corner, and I get geared up, you know, to try and get a good solid body check along the end boards or in the corners. And, you know, when you can get in there quick, the guy's going to be fumbling around a little bit and, you know, not wanting to get hit, and then we can, you know, generally create some offense.
And when it comes to pressing the attack, Neely knows what he does best.
I don't really have a lot of moves where I can beat a guy one-on-one with some fancy moves. I generally have to use my strength and my speed to go wide, and when I get cut off along the boards, I try and play physical as far as shoveling the puck into the corner a little bit and taking the guy out, and hopefully, you know, getting around him that way. If I'm skating well and I do get cut off, then I'm still going to try and drive wide and drive by the guy or through the guy, and see what happens.
With Cam Neely coming in like a Amtrak train, he goes, oh my God. See him turn around, face him? All right, you're not going to knock me down. Fat chance.
In all his hockey-playing days, Cam Neely has thrown perhaps thousands of body checks. Of all of them, in recent times, one stands out among the rest as a rap to remember.
Well, that Rob Brown one is always a favorite of mine. I've seen it a few times.
Now let's return to Marty McSorley, a resident expert on the proper etiquette of checks and all kinds of hits. Marty?
Here's another tip, uniforms. When you talk about checking, you've got to pay attention to uniforms. Look at yours and hit the other one.
Over the past decade, the NHL has witnessed a trend towards bigger, more powerful players. In full uniform, a 6-foot, 200-pounder looms even larger on skates. Yet, despite this trend, a place in the game still remains for the so-called little man.
I think there's players that are underrated. They press well, they're little guys, they force, and they forecheck well, and they're constant, they're perpetual, they just keep on you, there's no getting rid of them, they cling to you almost. And that's probably just as frustrating, I think, as someone coming out there and really, you know, punishing somebody.
Little guys can and do play the physical game. Bumping and grinding with the best of them, they make their presence felt.
It doesn't matter who you are or how much you hit. Nobody in the world likes to get hit.
You'd much rather be the cruncher than the crunchy.
In fact, a little guy can make his size pay off.
Small guys tend to be, you know, pesky because they're always around you and they're kind of underneath you.
Upended by Giles.
And Giles got him on the railroad track there, and Anderson couldn't get off by the time he saw him.
Leverage, depending on who you're going against. You know, you want to be able to have a little bounce, a little spring in your knees, and use his size to his disadvantage. If it's a smaller person, again, you're trying to just eliminate. In open ice, it's much more difficult to catch somebody versus along the boards because you can kind of haze them off towards the boards and then rub them out, or he's trying to squeeze through, you can really punish him.
When it comes to hitting, Brian Trottier understands the cold facts.
I'll say 90% of the time I'm going at the guy, I'm going to eliminate. Heck with the puck. If I knock him out of the way and I can get the puck afterwards, or my guy can get the puck afterwards, that's to our benefit. But I'm thinking eliminate right from the word go.
No matter what size a player might be in hockey's wars, when the bodies collide, sometimes it rains and sometimes it pours. Now let's check back with the Professor of Pow and another Marty McSorley tip.
Hockey's a rough game. You can never have enough friends, even on the other team. So here's a way you can do a favor for your friends on the opposition. If they're tired, help them make an early line change.
See the flip? He's half in, he's half out. Mike, it's your shift, you're up.
Erickson says hello to all the needs of the Edmonton Oilers players.
This is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Tikkanen was going for a change. Hunter had him all wrapped up, and the door just popped open.
Hello, Sugar. Watch this one. Bang! In he goes.
While hockey players are usually concerned with looking out for the opposition, there is another hazard on the ice that stands always ready to test a man's mettle. Pipes and crossbars made of steel, often unbending and often unforgiving. Intertwined with the net is the man who stands between the posts, the goaltender. When the checking game breaks down, a goaltender's glove can save the day.
Hargut moves in, and a great glove save by Muir. Rebound! Whoa! Did it again on Presley!
For Bork. Drive, save, Blue Jay.
And here's a chance for Spiel, moving in, looks, shoots, save! Made by Vernon!
As for Wesley, a shot. Hang again! Oh, what a mitt he's got.
Saved by Hextall! He's in, he shoots, save mode! He shoots, big save by Reese.
Now let's get back to the School of Hard Knocks and another tip from Marty McSorley.
You know, referees never get enough respect. He's the guy that controls the game, calls the penalties. In hockey, you're supposed to hit everything that moves. But hey, not the guys in the black and the white. Biggest rule in hockey, don't hit the ref.
In hockey, there are two effective ways to avoid being checked. Great skating and great passing, skills that epitomize today's superstars. Imagine trying to check Mario Lemieux as he comes in one-on-one. Or how about trying to keep up with Steve Yzerman when he's on the move? And there's no stopping Dennis Savard as he flies like a whirlwind. But few would disagree that the greatest offensive player of all time is Wayne Gretzky, whose talents have helped him rewrite hockey's record books while earning the unabashed admiration of those who truly understand the extent of his skills.
He's remarkable from start to finish. He's about 4 jumps ahead of everyone else. And Wayne always keeps his back to the boards and keeps all 11 people on the ice in front of him. He comes up the left side, or the right side, I should say, back, holds up, waits till everyone goes by him, comes across, puts his rear end up against the boards on the other side. Now he's looking at everybody again, and 99% of the time he guesses right.
Gretzky's ability to control the game comes as a result of his remarkable vision. And no one sees that more clearly than his teammates, like Bernie Nichols, who enjoyed the greatest season of his career when Gretzky came to L.A. 99's influence on Nichols has also included a chapter on self-preservation.
Wayne always taught me a good thing about the corners. He said, corners are for bus stops and stamps.
No matter how tightly a team might check, the great ones will eventually break loose, and you can't hit what you can't catch.
Here's Gretzky with it left side. Gretzky cutting in alone. Gretzky can't get a shot. Spins now in the slot. Gretzky backhander, save, rebound. Score by Gretzky.
Here's Yzerman across the line. Makes a little move on Conroy. And it rolled in toward Pang. He knocked it away. Yzerman has it again. Yzerman still controls. Spins away. He's in. Oh, he's coming right in alone. Fake shot. Oh, he scored. He scored. What a goal. Wow. Now Savard makes the move. Spins around, continues. Deblois stays with him. Crowd loves it. Savard moves around in front. Score!
Time again for another tip from the king of crunch, Marty McSorley.
Guess who I am? I'm the Invisible Man. What's he have to do with hockey? Well, he's been known to throw a few checks in his time.
Who knows when the invisible man will hit again? The mask of a goaltender, perhaps the most essential piece of equipment in the game today. Goaltenders sometimes take their hits head-on. The man considered to be a father of the modern slapshot is Bobby Hull, who once gave his son Brett a little paternal advice.
And I said, Brett, I said, early in the game, I said, you zing one right up here. If you haven't got a good scoring, you zing one up here and let him know that he might have to face one of those. And then I said, he's not going to be coming out there and challenge you. He's going to be kind of up on his heels a little bit. Get him up on his heels, get his weight all on his feet, both feet. And then I said, drifter down here, and he's not going to be able to move.
Playing goal has always been a high-risk job, especially in the days when goaltenders went face-to-face with 6 ounces of vulcanized rubber. Jacques Plante and other goalies went to the mask, but it didn't ease anxieties.
In the early 70s, with those molded fiberglass masks, all they did was stop the cut. You'd still get the concussions and the heavy headaches, and there was fear involved. So you had Bobby Hulls and you had Mickey Redmonds that would come down on bad angles, and Dennis Hulls, and know that they had no chance of scoring, so they would whistle it high, and you could feel it go right by. You could actually hear a bit of a whistle as the puck would zing by your ear, and you missed. And the next time they'd come down and they'd wind up from the same spot and they'd put it right on the ice surface. A lot of goaltenders would lift up thinking, where's it going to be? And it would go underneath into the goal. And they used that, and it was a weapon that they used.
No one doubts the courage of those who stand in against the slapshot. Hockey is a richly visual game, a swirling spectacle that is most compelling when played with passion. In celebration of that, we pay tribute with a fireworks display courtesy of hockey's greatest hits.